As I was saying, I'm with Flashpoint investment team, and I'm also covering health tech space on our end. Now I'll give the floor to the jury members to quickly introduce themselves, and then we'll move on to the pitching competition section. So let me start with Jess from Octopus Ventures. Jess, feel free to provide a short introduction.
Thank you so much, Persia. Hi, everyone. Delighted to be here today. Jessica McCready of Octopus Ventures. I'm a health tech and B2B SaaS investor.
Thanks. Thanks for the introduction. And then I'll move on to Deepali from Speed Invest. Do you want to provide a short introduction? Let's move on to Martin from Visionaries Club, and then I'll continue with the rest. Martin,
sorry, did you say my name? Sorry, you just broke up. Great to meet you, everyone. Martin with Visionaries Club, covering pre-seed and seed, B2B software and infrastructure. Great to be here.
Excellent, thank you. And Deepali, is it better now? Can you hear us? No. Let's move on to Alex from Lita Capital.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Hi, everyone. I'm Alex from Lita Capital. We're late seed and Series A VC, investing in primarily B2B software and tech startups globally. I'm based in Israel and responsible for the Israeli operations, but I have a global mandate, so it's great to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Any luck, Deepali now? Can you hear us? Can you provide an introduction? Okay. I'm not sure. I think the organizer is looking into this. So let's move on then. Thanks for the introduction, guys. As an exemption today, we have 6 startups presenting instead of 5. So each of the founders will have 3 to 4 minutes max to pitch. And then I'll give the floor to the jury members to ask questions. Expect 2 questions per founder, just given time restrictions. And then at the end of the pitching session, I'll invite everyone to vote for the winner of this track that will progress to the grand final. And let me start first with Revital Vision. Yeah, the floor is yours. You can share your screen and go through the presentation.
Hi, my name is Yair, CEO and founder of Revital Vision. There are 500 million people worldwide with poor or insufficient vision, which cannot be improved by current existing eye treatment, which are primarily surgery, medication, and optical correction. And we focus on 3 main indications and markets. First is amblyopia, lazy eye. Lazy eye is a leading cause for decreased vision, which is considered untreatable after the age of 9. The second group are people with low vision due to various eye diseases who already maximized vision potential by treating the eyes. And the third group are post-cataract and laser refractive surgery patients who cannot see well enough following surgery. Our solution is to teach the brain to see better. We do not treat the eyes. Revital Vision improves vision by enhancing the brain ability to process visual information, resulting significant vision improvement beyond the eyes and beyond current practice. The product is a prescribed home vision training app that effectively stimulates the brain visual cortex and its algorithm and cloud-based technology. Following a standard vision exam, the eye doctor prescribes the home therapy to the patient, and the patient trains at home and comes back to the clinic for a follow-up exam. The clinical outcome is significant improvement in vision, 2.5 lines on the visual acuity chart, 100% in contrast sensitivity function, and most of the patients with amblyopia and nystagmus improve stereo and binocular functions. Our key advantages: we are the only FDA-cleared product with efficacy claim to improve vision in lazy eye, age 9 and up. We have 2 new dedicated CPT codes granted in the USA for the treatment of amblyopia. We have a scalable SaaS business model. The product is effective in multiple clinical indications, and it's algorithm-based IP with high entry barriers. We have broad clinical evidence with 25 clinical studies, 10 published in peer-reviewed scientific journals. Our business model is B2B. Clinics subscribe to our platform, which enables them to treat a certain number of patients per month based on their chosen plan. And we reach out to clinics through ophthalmic distributors, and we share the revenues with those distributors. We launched our subscription program in October, and we demonstrate nice initial traction with over $200,000 ARR. Interestingly, we achieved it without any marketing budget and without any sales team. There are a lot of digital solutions for amblyopia. Only 2 of them have FDA clearance with efficacy claim to improve vision in young children. We have a competitive advantage. We are the only FDA-approved product for amblyopia age 9 and up with no upper age limit. Our team includes experts in software engineering and marketing, and a clinical team that works with our customers, eye doctors, and optometrists. We have a very experienced board of directors, CEOs from the industry, and world-renowned scientific advisory board. Our value proposition to our customers to address the real need of customers with eye diseases and vision impairments beyond current practice, beyond what they can do now, to provide an innovative and effective treatment with significant impact on vision and life quality, to increase patient satisfaction, and to add additional source of revenue. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the presentation. I'll now open it up for Q&A.
Thanks, Yair. It's Jess here from Multipus Ventures. Thank you so much, and exciting to see the traction you've had in a very short space of time. It would be great to hear a bit more about the incentives for the clinics that you're working with. Like, is there a proven in-year return on investment from partnering with you for the benefit of their underlying customers?
So right now, as a launching proposal, we offer a subscription for $500. They can treat 5 patients. So, and a typical treatment cost in Western countries, $1,000. So for $500, their income could be $5,000, which is a very nice gross margin.
Wonderful, thank you.
Now the questions.
Alex Zemlak from Letter Capital. And how long is the sales process? And so you mentioned you're selling by distributors mainly, but can you share the sales process briefly?
So it's the sales process is similar. Currently, it's similar like a medical device. We need people to go to the eye care specialist to educate them about the product and to send them to register online. So they send them to subscribe on our platform, and they bill us on a monthly basis for their revenues, for their share in the revenues. We assume that once the treatment becomes very, with broad use, right now, clinician can go online and register and schedule a call with one of our clinical specialists. So in some cases, we don't even need a distributor. I hope that answers.
Yes, that's clear. Thank you. And how much have you raised so far, and how much are you raising now?
We got our seed fund 3.5 years back. Since then, we raised $4 million from angels investors, from crowdfunding, and $500,000 from the Israeli Innovation Authority. We are now doing a round of $1 million which will bring us to $1 million ARR and break even, assuming that we are not increasing our burn rate for now. And then as soon as we are coming closer to $1 million, we'll go for the main round A fundraising with the main goal to launch in the US market. So anything between $6 and $10 million.
Clear. Thank you.
Thanks for the questions. I'll now move to the next presenter, Nika with Untitled. It's your turn. Feel free to share your screen and go through the pitch deck.
So hello everyone, my name is Nika and I'm the co-founder and chief at Untitled, and what we do at Untitled, we redefine health. Unfortunately, I had to go through a very distressing health event when after a very regular medical procedure, I experienced a state of severe gut dysbiosis, and I'm not alone. Already now, 1 in 10 Americans only 1 in 10 are metabolically healthy, and there are 3 out of 10 already suffer from some kind of metabolic disease. And numbers validate that this problem is the greatest problem we ever faced as a humanity. If we only add 1 year to health span, we are increasing the global GDP for $37 trillion. The longevity economy is coming, and already last year, $6.96 billion were invested to fuel its growth with a median deal size of $44 million. However, it won't be the Apples and the Googles of this world that will find a solution. What we need is something radical, something new, something that redefines health. And that is why we are building Untitled with a completely new, holistic, vitality-centered approach. We see vitality as the currency of the future, because only if we are vital, we can contribute, be creative, and in turn, reshape the world as we know it and society around us. That is why we are building VQ, the Vitalligence Quotient of our clients, and checking and tracking its progress during their lifetime. The way we do it is through our 2 pillars, the first one being our Vitalligence app for non-invasive diagnostics, where all our clients need to do is invest a minute a day to answer a set of questions, integrate data from their wearables, and take a photo of their tongue. We are utilizing these different health-related points in order to establish personalized plans of HBiotics, metabolites of fermentation. We developed our proprietary fermentation methodology, and we turned to this ancient biotechnology in order to release a wide spectrum of beneficial metabolites, such as different organic acids, polyphenols, etc. And we are sourcing them from regenerative biodynamic sources in order to create bespoke, tailored plans and affect metabolic pathways in our clients that are related to aging and age-related decline. And we are building a novel branch of biomedicine, metabolites as medicine, with zero technology risk, zero security risk, because our products are classified as food and they are already on the market. Also, we are validating their effect through extensive R&D in the background, and we just started our first clinical trial on humans in collaboration with Vrije Universiteit and Wageningen University in the Netherlands, in collaboration with the Dutch Digestive Foundation. That's only the beginning, and we plan to have 7 to 10 clinical trials per year starting from 2024. So we are merging 2 complex systems. On one side, the metabolites of fermentation identified through complex metabolomics. On the other side, client vitality data, and we are using AI drug discovery-like models in order to understand which metabolic pathways we are targeting with our synergistic metabolite cocktails. And what the client sees is a simple 1 minute a day ritual through which they scan their different vitality data and have their portion of HBiotics. So far, we have been recognized and awarded by Future Food Tech, Slush, South Summit, EIT Climate, EIT Health, EIT Food, and we are a team of 10 extremely vitality-driven visionaries with strong interdisciplinary background in psychology, biochemistry, metabolomics, etc. And I invite you to join the universe. We are now raising 10 million in a safe note round in order to reshape the world and bring about biological transhumanism. Thank you.
Many thanks for the presentation. Jury members, feel free to ask any questions you may have.
Thank you so much, Nika. Martin here from Visionaries Club.
Hi, Martin.
Would be curious how you think about just cutting through the noise. As you said, kind of longevity and topics around it has been like quite busy in the last couple of years, both on the health tracking, but also on kind of the product side. Just curious if you have any ideas around specific unique distribution channels and how you want to bring it to market.
So we already brought it to the market. So our business model is D2C. We have clients already on the personalization subscription model. And the thing is that what we have is a food product. So there's no need for extensive 10-year clinical trials with this risk that you never know whether that product is going to launch on people. So that's one way we are addressing the risk. It's a food product. On the other hand, we are conducting extensive R&D in the background to also provide the scientific integrity, and we have real feedback from real people that it influenced different aspects of their metabolic health, ranging from IBS patients who said they've seen much improvement in, for example, bowel movement regularity and so on, to skin health, and even people who stopped taking pills for regulating gastric acidity levels, because they finally found a solution that is entirely naturally derived. However, we understand that longevity is being shaped now. That is why we are raising 10 million now in order to create further the concept and all the other MVPs, let's call it, of our bank of metabolites to further understand with the help of AI which metabolic pathways we are really targeting through the our synergistic metabolite cocktails.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nika. It was a great presentation and love your slide deck. Can you please understand the validation points that will have to underpin the various parts in your safe discounting structure? I just worry that the discount rate is quite aggressive and therefore you'll have to prove out quite a lot in order to get to the end of that timeline.
Yeah, the thing is that the round is designed as a safe note round with a discount only, so there is no cap. And the thing is that we want to incentivize the investors that are coming in now, which is early, with a higher discount, seeing again as there is no cap. On the other hand, by the end of the round, we plan to oversubscribe it. In the end, the median discount will be around 30%, which works for us, and it works perfectly also for investors who trusted us earlier on.
Great, thank you. And I guess the second part to that question is what technical proof points will you have to be able to evidence by the end of that timeline?
So what we are, the main things that we are, the 10 million is going to be invested in three, so to call it. The first one is growth, especially expansion to the US. As I mentioned, we already have a client base in Europe and the UK, and we want to now expand to US. The second one is further upgrade of the current facility that we have in Croatia. And the third one is in clinical validation, 7 to 10 clinical trials per year.
Great, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks for the questions and thanks, Nika, for presenting. We now need to move to the next presenter, Victoria from Knowledge Gate Group. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Just going to share my screen. Okay. So yes, my name is Victoria, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Knowledge Gate Group. We are a company based in Copenhagen. At its core, the vision of Knowledge Gate Group is to accelerate life-saving research, and we're doing this by developing cutting-edge technology to connect organizations with leading scientific experts around the world, as well as these experts to each other. So the healthcare and life science industry overall are incredibly knowledge heavy, and unfortunately there exists some serious knowledge silos and gatekeeping that cost organizations significant time, money, but most importantly, it slows down scientific progress. So taking the example of a pharma company who needs to connect with a specialized expert right now, between scouting, compliance, and contracting and reporting at the tail end of that, it can take anywhere from 3 to 6 months. At Knowledge Gate Group, we have taken this time period down to seconds. So through our platform, companies get immediate access to scientific experts around the world on demand. And in parallel, these experts are also able to connect with their peers around the world on similar and parallel topics. Our platform is completely open on the expert side, allowing for full and open collaboration. So how exactly does it work? So essentially, we've developed a solution that, very long story short, is essentially an AI-assisted platform that identifies, onboards, and facilitates direct connections between organizations and experts. So we start with a proprietary solution that scrapes many different data points. These include, most importantly, academic articles, but also clinical trial information, social media, government reports, and news articles. These are our sources of truth. From here on, we're able to automatically identify experts and key opinion leaders with topics. So these include researchers, healthcare providers, and industry leaders. Once we identify them, what happens next is we automatically reach out to them and we invite them to be a part of our platform. It's invitation only. They set an hourly rate they find worth their time. They agree to an NDA, T's and C's, and complete compliance training, at which point then their profile becomes live on our platform. Organizations then get access to our platform and are able to book these experts and collaborate directly with them. So essentially, point A, need knowledge in a topic. Point B, one of the world experts in the topic. Allow them to be connected seamlessly while also remaining fully compliant through the process, which is critical in this industry. So our business model is quite straightforward. We charge subscription to access the platform. And then within the platform, we've created a token-based model. So a company purchases a bulk amount of tokens and then just uses them as currency in the platform. So speaking to this expert costs this many tokens, this advisory board, this many projects, this many, etc. We launched commercially in May of last year, so just over a year ago. And in our first year of commercial operations here, we have now reached just under 25,000 euros in MRR. Our token sales have been not as linear, of course, but we're seeing that companies rebuy tokens every 2 to 3 months right now. And throughout the process, we've actually also been able to maintain zero churn, which we're super proud of. So we're very unique in our offering. It falls into different categories, but the closest competitor we have would definitely be expert networks. However, we focus only within sciences, and usually these focus on every topic under the sun. Our technology is leaps and bounds ahead of them. They have very manual processes and disregard so many different data points that we pull from. So we have much faster and significantly more accurate identification. We're fully transparent. We don't have a middleman who sits in the middle between both of them. But most importantly is our investment in the expert community. So we're the only player to do that. Our X platform, as I mentioned, is totally open on the expert side, allowing for quite impressive community building that we've been able to accomplish there. We're seeing longer term projects be run through that. So it's in no way just one-off use cases. The team that I have around me is absolutely amazing. So Barney, Vlad, and I have been called the quintessential hacker, hipster, and hustler. And I really have to agree with that. So I have a background in the industry. I work with 2 competitors and focus on everything external, including sales. Barney is the yin to my yang here. He is amazing at building up processes that ensure scalability. He was employee number 8 at one of Scandinavia's coolest scaled tech companies, actually. And then Vlad is our technical genius, who's essentially worth his weight in gold. So we're currently raising 1.5 million euros. And thank you for listening. I'll take any questions.
Thanks, Victoria. Yeah, I'll open it up for Q&A.
Hi, Victoria. Martin here from Insurance Club. Would be interesting to understand what part of the, just if you are looking at the pain points around lack of access to knowledge, the part of the market that is maybe more highly regulated and maybe a little bit more sensitive, let's say, to share data on. Do you think you'll be able to capture that part of the knowledge access at certain points in time, or is it going to be still something that you would need to go through tedious processes such as rigorous contracts, because the very manual nature of these contracts, I guess, would be coming from the pure sensitivity of the data that you're not able to share just via an expert call marketplace like this?
Yes. So one of our first clients was actually a quite large pharma company. So we got our teeth dirty into it quite fast. So we've been able to develop a really strong NDA that both parties agree to, that is actually working quite well, even on the pharma side as well. So the contracting when it comes to what terms need to agree to that, a lot of it is just legislation, and we already have that. And so it's actually quite seamless once you kind of get both parties to agree to that.
Thanks, Victoria, for the presentation. If there are no further questions, then I'll move on to the next participant. Next one is Jan with Liz. Jan, the floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. Let me share. Can you hear me, please? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I'm trying to share my screen now. Yeah. I'm trying, but it doesn't work.
We can see your sharing now, but we still cannot see the deck. If you have any issues, I can share your presentation through my screen, if that's easier. Let's do that.
Please do so, if you can. Yes, please do so. Thank you.
Apologies, just give me a minute.
Yeah. So in the meantime, I will start to save time. So my name is Jan. I'm the founder of Leave. We are addressing infertility, which is on a global scale growing in actually almost every region in the world. And we are solving it through a platform, IVF platform, which we've developed, consisting of the physician portal and mobile application. And in the middle of the platform, there is a decision supporting system where we have algorithms that provide suggestions for the clinicians in how to treat the patients in the most effective way. Can we see the screen already?
I'm sharing my screen. You can't see the screen? Sorry.
No, I don't see it.
It's the wrong screen, probably. You're sharing the event screen.
Yes.
Can you see that? Not sure what's the issue here.
Yes, we can see now.
Excellent. Sorry for that. Yeah. Jan, do you want to start?
Yeah. So can you hear me, please?
Yeah, we can.
Perfect. Okay. So the solution to the infertility problem that we are addressing is the platform where we have this decision supporting system, which you can imagine as the algorithms that are suggesting clinicians to treat the patient in a more effective way. If we can move to the next slide, please. We are using a hybrid business model with the emphasis on B2B, classical software as a service, where we have a subscription per month per clinician or coordinator. If the patient is not yet associated with any clinic, the patient can use the mobile application for the monthly subscription. And leads generation seems to be the most profitable revenue stream out of all those which we identified so far. If we can move to the next slide, please. There are 6 unique differentiators of Leaf as we can see them. So first of all, almost everybody is using retrospective data to develop algorithms, which we of course also did use and developed our algorithms. However, we identified that retrospective data is very often inconsistent, incomplete, and also polluted by sometimes outdated medical practices. So we are going for prospective data. Also, most of the companies and clinics are relying on medical patient data. We are adding additional 3 dimensions for building algorithms: lifestyle data through wearables, environmental data through location, and genetic and molecular data through samples collection. And together with our scientific board, we believe that we will get new correlations and which will allow us to provide hyper-personalization for patients. Now, in terms of the path to clinic, almost everybody focused on algorithms, which is of course a good approach. We simultaneously focused on building technology, which is already at the clinics. Technology serves as currently as the data collection tool for our prospective study. At the same time, it will serve as our distribution channel. We already have contracts with Spanish chain Unidad de Reproducción, and then also with the CE chain Pronatal. We are negotiating a contract with a clinic in Pittsburgh. We are already certified as medical device in the UK Class 1, and the prospective study that we launched is serving as a hypothesis generation study for the subsequent RCT. Next slide, please. Talking about RCT, before we can actually start selling this supporting system, we have to be certified through FDA and EMA, which will happen in 1.5 to 2 years. Before that, of course, we need to generate revenue. So even through the simple digitization, which we already have in the platform, we already start to generate first revenue. Now we are adding research tools on retro data, which will be launched this September, which will add revenue generation. And then at the end of the year, we will add research tools on prospective data. So these 3 points are going to generate revenue before we are certified. We have a substantial research behind us because when we do genetic and molecular analysis, this is done by certified labs, actually 2, one in Czech Republic, one in Hungary. We have a scientific board consisting of professors and clinicians that are supervising the scientific research. Next slide, please. And the last point, which we think is unique about us, is that we have 9 different groups of partners in the ecosystem, and we have clear business value for each of them, and we are already cooperating with some of them. So this is unique. Now we can go to and skip next 3 slides because these are all about traction, which I described already. Now we expect the break even in the early of 2026. Now our prediction of the revenue for this year of 600K is not going to be realistic. We will probably reach 50 to 60K until the end of the year, and I will explain later on why. Next slide, please. And we are now raising 2 million for equity stake, and we have 2 investors who expressed their soft commitment, and we are now running workshops with both of them, RSJ and Nation 1. RSJ was yesterday, and Nation 1 is this Friday. And the last slide, please. We have the team of not the experts actually in medical area, which I have to admit. This is why we have the medical and scientific board. And on top of that, we have around 15 developers that are working on development and marketing. Thank you very much. Questions, please.
Thanks a lot. Maybe one short question. Apologies for that, but we're running a bit late in terms of time.
Thank you so much, Jan. It's Jess from Multipus Ventures. As you said at the start of your presentation, roughly 52% of patients will go to an alternative clinic. So how are you thinking about the incentives for the clinics to pay for your subscription and implementation if roughly half of the customers actually may go to a competitor?
Well, from discussions with clinicians, we understood that after the second failed cycle, patients are asking very burning question: what can I do differently? Or what we can do differently? And through the algorithms that we provide to clinicians, they can actually answer this question. So there are alternative treatments that clinicians can offer. So this we see as the incentive for the clinics to pay for the subscription.
Thank you.
Thanks. And we'll now move to the next participant, Nathan with Helping Minds. The floor is yours.
Hello. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we do.
Did I answer your question,
Great.
Jessica?
Can I proceed? Sorry.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
hello, can you hear me?
All good, thank you, Jan. Sorry, I think there's a time delay, but we're going to move on to the next presenter. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Nathan Margulis. I'm co-founder and CEO of Helping Minds. We are on a mission of making quality specialized mental health care affordable and accessible by augmenting human therapists with technology. Until today, we saw over 5,000 paying patients with great clinical outcomes, and we crossed 800K ARR. We're profitable, and we did all that bootstrapping. Currently, we are seeking seed funding to scale our model. I will talk to you about mental health. 1 in 8 people in the world are affected by it. It's the leading cause of disability worldwide, and it costs the economy more than cancer and diabetes combined. We in Helping Minds focus on a specialized segment of mental health, which includes disorders such as OCD, eating disorders, PTSD, and a few others. We focus on these indications because they are traditionally highly misdiagnosed and mistreated. They have large prevalence in the population, and they require specialized psychotherapy, which can be scaled with technology. Helping Minds brings a complete paradigm shift to mental health care. In the standard of care, where one therapist treats their patients in the clinic for 1 hour every week, one therapist can treat up to 30 concurrent patients. It takes about 14 clinical hours to reach any significant outcome, and a treatment plan costs typically over $2,000. A therapist who is enhanced by Helping Minds can treat 5 times more patients at 5% the clinical costs. So how does it work? When a patient is onboarded on the platform, we match them with a therapist who builds a digital journey for the patient based on a predefined set of digital interventions that we have in our catalog. The therapist is still central to the whole process, and they navigate the process for the client and communicate with the client through asynchronous text communication. In future versions on which we're working on already, we're going to include conversational AI and machine learning to further improve the abilities of the therapists. Specialized therapy is a $55 billion opportunity in the US, and it grows at 12% annually. In terms of business model, we combine between consumer business, where we have monthly subscription plans, and enterprise business. We're planning to sell our services directly to payers and third-party behavioral health networks to enhance their abilities to treat patients that are affected by disorders in our segment. We are a dedicated and experienced team of digital health entrepreneurs and researchers, and we are backed by a very strong advisory board. Some notable people are Nissim Cohen, ex-CFO of Talkspace, and Omri Shor, who is the CEO of Medisafe. And that's Helping Minds in a nutshell. We're a bootstrap company, going to cross 1 million ARR by end of the year. We're profitable, which is fairly rare these days, and we are seeking a seed funding to scale our model and to grow fast.
Thanks, Nathan. We have time for one short question. Apologies for that, but we're running a bit late. So yeah, if anyone has any question.
So how different are you from Cerebral?
If I'm not mistaken, Cerebral are a generic type of a provider. So they target very wide indications such as anxiety and depression. And I'm not sure if they have technology in their mix. So the unique mix that we bring to the table is combination of expertise in very specific indications, plus technology. We digitize large parts of the clinical process to save clinician time and improve clinical outcomes. It's fairly rare in the market. We're first to market in many regards, and this is also our advantage over the competition.
Thanks, Nathan. We'll now need to move to our last participant for today, Ophir from MyCare. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Let me share the screen. Let me know if you can see.
Yes, we can see.
Slide? Yeah?
Yeah.
Main screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. So, hello everyone. I'm Ophir, co-founder and CTO of MyCare, a platform maximizing the health span and independence of older adults at home. And I have a question for you to think about. If you could go back in time and change one thing from your past, what would that be? Well, it could be hard to think of right away, but for Kelvin, our founder, who lost his dad from a fall, and the family of the older adult that falls almost every second in Europe alone, it's painfully clear what they would change. They would prevent that fall. As older populations grow, chronic disease has become the leading cause of death and disability around the world, highlighting the need for preventative healthcare. Just in Europe, over 50 million older adults have 2+ chronic conditions. 15 million more care workers are needed to meet the demand in 2030, and 1 in 4 older adults are readmitted to this reactive cycle within 30 days. Inspired by our founder's personal loss, we fell in love with the problem, with the people, and not with the solution. And alarmed by this global crisis, we got to work. We spent 18 months in our community to find out the scale of this crisis and ask older adults and caregivers exactly what they needed to age in place, and they told us. And together, we created MyCare. MyCare is an integrated care experience guided by Monica, the digital health coach. First, she gathers well-being and acoustic data at home through integrated sensors. Then she generates preventative AI insights about sleep, behavior, vitals, nutrition, mental health, ADLs, activities of daily living. And all of that is shared on our dashboard to guide caregivers. Monica also targets the personalized digital therapeutics and services to older adults at home via conversational AI that leverages Microsoft and OpenAI's best large language models, as we are a Microsoft partner company. For our customers, MyCare optimizes their workforce impact, reduces care delivery costs, maximizes patient engagement and experience, and most of all, prevents falls, UTIs, and hospitalizations. MyCare addresses a growing 125 billion euro global market for home healthcare, where there is a fast-growing 27 billion euro market of providers in traditional or post-acute care, and this is echoed by high demand from our customers. We're projecting actuals to 140 million euro in diverse ARR for MyCare within 5 years, with valuable data and service marketplace opportunities. MyCare is really realizing this potential already. Our platform has been validated with the NHS in the UK and in trials, and today we serve 4 NHS hospital networks, 19 local authorities, and 10 private care providers. We offer each 3 years contracts for varying target populations. Since we began scaling revenue last year, we have hit 1.25 million in annual revenue run rate and are maintaining 337% year-on-year growth from seed to Series A next year. At MyCare, our team is everything. We are 20 dedicated doctors, AI pioneers, and successful entrepreneurs with the help of seasoned advisors, all united to bring longevity, quality of life, and companionship to every older adult in the world. Today, we're currently looking for a lead investor to our 3.5 million euro pre-Series A round of investment closing next quarter. We have interested investors with term sheets, 9% in discounted secondaries, and applied for a low interest government loan. We raised 1.8 million previously, and this round will allow us to grow our UK, US, and Euro sales to hit significant ROI within 5 years. Join us in this mission to support the preventative home care experience of the future, and together you won't just leave a legacy, but live a legacy to be proud of. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the presentation. Maybe we'll have room for one short question before we move to the voting section. I guess the presentation was very self-explanatory, and thanks for that.
Persia, if I may, if we've got time, I have one question. So I guess we've seen a few platforms in this space, Ophir, and I guess one of the main inhibitors to adoption seems to be trust by the underlying consumer. How are you looking to tackle that and build trust quickly such that you can meet the projections that you've set out?
So you're talking about adoption by users?
Correct, yeah.
Yes, so we've tried different ways of building engagement with users, getting the adoption of the platform. We found that the best way is first working with businesses. So we're only focusing at this stage on B2B, working with the NHS and the local authorities where you can demonstrate an ROI. But the engagement with the end users is key, because the end users would not be using the technology if there wasn't any benefit for them. So there is an ecosystem of stakeholders that needs to be involved in this process for it to be fully adopted across the board. The NHS from one end, local authorities from the other end, care providers, and obviously the family members and the seniors themselves.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, and thanks everyone for presenting today. I'll now invite all the jury members to vote for the winner of the health tech track that will move to the grand final. So you have the link with the to vote in your calendar invite. So please, now is the time to do it. Have you all voted? I think we're missing one. Sorry, let me refresh one more time. Excellent. Let me very quickly share my screen. And the winner today is Helping Minds. So thank you very much for the support, and congratulations for winning. We'll see you on the grand final later today. Thanks, everyone.